Married to Lucas for 5 years, he has never touched me. Late at night, I mustered the courage to hug him from behind. He mocked, "Are you really that desperate? Just because 5 years ago I slapped his first love at our wedding," he said, "I'll punish you for 5 years, not a day less." I didn't cry or make a scene. He thought I was dependent on him. After the 5 years were up, he called and told me to get ready and wait at home. "Now, I allow you to have my child." The call was answered by Oliver. "Who are you?" "My dad says one child is enough for my mom." The fact that Lucas planned to punish me for 5 years was well known in the circle. It all stemmed from the incident 5 years ago when I slapped his first love at the wedding. Lucas's face turned cold in public, and he said to me, "Kneel down." I stubbornly stood there, frozen, glaring at Lucas in disbelief. He was not pleased with my reaction and said coldly, "Kneel down, or your family will go bankrupt. Choose one." After saying this, Lucas seemed to forget I existed as he went around toasting guests with a glass in hand. I followed him, pleading, "Tonight is our wedding. I am the bride. How can you ask me to kneel down?" Lucas ignored me. "My word is law. You can try disobeying as long as your family can bear my wrath." I had never seen such a ruthless man. I wanted to storm out but was too afraid. I became the only bride in the world dressed in a wedding gown, kneeling in front of all the guests while Lucas laughed and chatted, enjoying himself. No one dared to tell me to get up, not even my parents or friends, who all feared Lucas's power and methods. I knelt there, unable to rise without Lucas's permission. The guests looked away, too embarrassed to look at me. The gaze of his first love, however, held a hint of a smirk as it fell unabashedly on my face. I don't know how I endured it. I could only lower my head, holding back tears, suffering in silence. I waited until the wedding was over and all the G.U.S. had left before Lucas's assistant approached me, saying, "President Lucas says you can get up and go reflect in the wedding room." Only then did I slowly rise, feeling like the most wretched, soaked dog in the world. Returning to the wedding room decorated with joyful symbols, I buried my head in tears. An hour later, Lucas appeared in the wedding room. He had washed up in the bathroom and lay down beside me, holding me in his arms. His gesture of wiping my tears was gentle, but his words were like knives. "No consummation tonight. You'll be punished for 5 years, not a day less. Once the 5 years are over, I will allow you to have my child." People had advised Lucas before, "Don't go too far. She is your wife, after all. Be careful not to break her." Lucas, son, abashedly replied, "She won't and she can't. In my world, there's no divorce, only widowhood." Lucas was confident in his immense power. I didn't dare leave him or challenge his authority. He was even more certain that I was infatuated with his love. Although he never touched me, he would hold me every night as we slept, never going out to fool around. He said, "Be good. Once the 5 years of punishment are over, I will pamper you." But my heart had died the moment I knelt. Each day, unable to divorce, I wanted to make him wear a green hat. To make matters worse, my mother-in-law pressured me, saying, "What a useless hen that doesn't lay eggs." So I gave birth. It was a child of the Lucas family but not Lucas's. The elder of the Lucas family was gravely ill, fearing he wouldn't live to see his great-grandson. He frequently summoned me to his bedside, urging me to hurry and have a great-grandson. I boldly asked, "As long as it's your great-grandson, right?" The elder replied, "Exactly. If you give birth, I will give you 5% of Lucas Group's shares." That day, I brought my 3.5-year-old Oliver to the elder's bedside and candidly said, "This is your great-grandson, but he's not Lucas's." The elder was so furious he nearly lost his breath. Oliver immediately leaned over the bed, blowing gently on the elder's face. "Great-grandpa, what's wrong?" "Oliver will blow for you. Mom says blowing will make it not hurt anymore." A man who had been through storms remained so clear-headed. After 3 minutes of anger, he accepted Oliver without hesitation. For him, who the child belonged to wasn't that important as long as it was a descendant of the Lucas family. However, the elder was worried that Lucas would harm Oliver if he found out, so he took the child abroad to raise him secretly. At the same time, he left me 5% of the shares in his will as a reward for having a child. No one else knew about this except for me and the elder. My mother-in-law continued to scold me daily for being a hen that wouldn't lay eggs. Having received tangible benefits, I no longer argued. I only hoped Oliver would grow up carefree and healthy. One day, dazzling Lucas, however, I didn't expect that on the night the elder passed away, Oliver's biological father would pin me down on the coffin and whisper, "Alice, did you dare steal my seed?" I was so scared my legs trembled. "Who told you?" "I didn't." The man threw a paternity test in front of me, casually saying, "The elder told me this before he died. Do you dare to argue?" I wanted to cry. "Elder, you deserve to die," and I still got to press the coffin board. The man pinched my chin with 2 fingers, forcing me to look him in the eyes. "Tell me, why did you steal my seed?" I racked my brains for a reason to make up, but under his dangerous gaze, I recalled the elder's warning before he passed. "Alexander is not like Lucas. You'd better not try to be clever in front of Alexander. If you want to live, sincerity is the only trump card." After a 2-second pause, I changed my mind, speaking candidly and boldly, "Because you're the only one who can suppress Lucas. He says there's no divorce in his world, only widowhood. Since I can't get divorced, it's better for him to die, and you're more handsome than he is. He bullied and humiliated me for his first love, so I'm determined to make him wear a green hat. Of course, I need to find someone more handsome." I raised my heart to my throat, nervously blinking at him. "These are all my honest thoughts. Besides, you're becoming the heir of the Lucas family partly due to me. If it weren't for the fact that Oliver is your child, the elder might not hand over the real power of the Lucas family to you. You can say I'm being bold, but it's an undeniable fact. The elder really likes Oliver. Lucas will never know what he lost by punishing me for 5 years. Lucas was raised as the heir of the Lucas family, a favored child enjoying privileges and authority. He never imagined that his grandfather would officially appoint Alexander as the next successor of the Lucas group just before he died. He was too confident, forgetting that his family actually had a throne to inherit. Knowing how much his grandfather longed to see a great-grandchild before he died, he insisted on punishing me for 5 years, not a day less, all for his first love. Alexander squinted, staring at me for a long time. "You're quite honest, aren't you? Aren't you afraid that Lucas will kill you when he finds out you've cheated on him?" His cold hand rested on my neck, not too tight, but it felt dangerous, as if my answer could displease him and he might choke me at any moment. Just then, my phone rang in my pocket. I steeled myself and answered the video call. Oliver's cute little face appeared on the screen, asking in his adorable yet fierce voice, "Mom, who is he? Why is he choking you?" Instinct for survival made me blurt out without thinking, "Be good, call him Dad." Oliver immediately yelled, "Dad, let go of Mom." Alexander's grip softened, and his body tensed. That night, he had someone bring Oliver back overnight. The next day, he proudly held Oliver's hand as they paid their respects. At the funeral, the sight of the father-son duo looking so much alike shocked the whole family. Everyone was speculating about who Oliver's mother was. Did Lucas's first love, Evelyn, also come to mourn? She stood before the coffin, offering incense to the grandfather. Later, she leaned closer to me and asked in a hushed tone, "What's it like being married to Lucas? I heard you haven't even laid an egg in these 5 years." I sneered, "I'm not a chicken, so of course I can't lay eggs." Wait, can you lay eggs?" Evelyn raised her hand to slap me, but I was faster. With a loud smack, I struck her face. I was taken home by Lucas against my will. Many women wanted to marry him, yet I was the only one who made him think about marriage back then. I naively believed I had found love. It wasn't until a woman provoked me at the wedding that I realized Lucas had a first love named Evelyn. After I slapped her, I was punished to kneel all night, neglected for 5 years, and became a laughingstock in the city. But that didn't mean I would be afraid of her or hesitate to slap her again. The commotion drew the attention of many mourners. Lucas approached with a menacing stride, fixing his gaze on the 5 red handprints on Evelyn's face and the icy aura surrounding him. He narrowed his eyes and glared at me. Alice Neal, I slowly clenched my fists and chuckled softly. Lucas was still as protective of Evelyn as ever. However, I was no longer the Alice who had no power to resist back then. I scoffed. What if I don't? Are you going to make me choose between kneeling and bankruptcy again? Unfortunately for you, I don't care anymore. Even my family, who could stand me being humiliated at the wedding, what does their bankruptcy matter to me? What else can you threaten me with? Oh, of course, there's still that no divorce, only widowhood. Well, I couldn't ask for anything more. Before he died, the grandfather gave me 5% of the Lucas Group shares. I'd be happy to become rich and powerful after my husband's death. Lucas was taken aback by my sharp tongue. His smile didn't reach his eyes, and it sent chills down my spine. The 5-year deadline is almost up. I will soon spoil you and allow you to have my child. Are you sure you want to provoke me now? I'm giving you one last chance, Neil. At that moment, a cute little voice interrupted, full of anger. Who dares to bully my mom? Lucas's eyes widened in shock. What did you say? Repeat that. Evelyn stood beside us, sneering. Alice, so you were trying to get this little kid to lie for you by giving him candy. Lucas, we've long been a thing of the past. Your wife, however, is still dwelling on our little matter. She should clean up after herself. Evelyn was arrogant. She touched her swollen face and pretended to be dismissive in front of everyone. Who doesn't have an ex? If every married woman acted like your wife and treated her ex as a foe, striking at any moment, wouldn't that be insane? I never thought, after all the choices, you would marry such a petty and unrefined woman. Aren't you afraid the child's biological mother would be furious to hear her son calling someone else mom? The onlookers began to murmur among themselves. Exactly, how could Oliver, Alexander's son, possibly be born of Alice unless Alice had the audacity to cheat on Lucas? Carrying a child for 10 months is such a big deal. How could Alice possibly hide it from Lucas? I heard Lucas comes home every night to sleep. He just doesn't touch Alice. The two of them have never been separated, so it's impossible to hide. The crowd's discussions reminded Lucas of the reality. Unless he was on a business trip, he almost always came home to sleep, holding me all night long. There was no way I could carry a child for 10 months right under his nose and give birth to such a big boy. Lucas soon calmed down, sneering. Alice, your skills are getting better. You dare to teach a child to tell such an absurd lie. You almost ruining my reputation. My woman can be bad, but not stupid. Think before you lie next time, or ask Alexander if he dares to mess with my woman. Lucas arrogantly left me behind, taking the proud Evelyn with him to get ice for her face. I really did ask under the mocking gazes of the guests. I took Oliver's hand and went to find Alexander. I felt like a hedgehog covered in thorns when I found him. My anger causing me to speak without thinking. Alexander, Lucas asked me to ask you, do you dare to mess with his woman? I boldly wrapped my arms around his neck, standing on my tiptoes. Right now, kiss me. Alexander's eyes instantly darkened with turbulent emotions like a raging storm, but he warned sternly. Alice, don't play with fire. The price for provoking me is something you can't afford. His words fell like a bucket of cold water over my head, extinguishing my fiery anger. I placed my feet back on the ground and withdrew my hands. The men of the Lucas family really are clueless about romance, I remarked. I had heard that Alexander was indifferent to women, a rare flower in the entertainment industry that even the top goddesses couldn't bring down from their pedestal. How could he possibly be brought down from his high horse just because I stole his seed and had a child? No wonder Lucas was so confident he didn't believe I could be Oliver's mother. In the next moment, a large hand tightened around my slender waist, forcing me to tiptoe again. Alexander held my chin with one hand, a gentle smile on his face, but his tone was warning. I'm giving you one last chance to escape. If you're with me and dare to sleep in Lucas's arms again, I'll kill you within 3 days and scatter your ashes. My whole body felt electrified. The thought of Lucas gently applying ice to Evelyn's face made me wrap my arms around Alexander's neck. Every cell in my body filled with the excitement of cuckolding Lucas. I shook my head resolutely. No regrets. But if you scatter his ashes, don't scatter mine. Alexander's gaze deepened and darkened, and he suddenly smiled. Tell Oliver to close his eyes. Oliver stood beside us, his little hands raised, covering his eyes. In his super cute voice, he said, Daddy, Mommy, Oliver can't see anything. I'm going to play with that. He ran off. The next second, my lips were seized. Alexander tightened his grip on the back of my head. I don't know how long it lasted when Lucas approached. Oliver had run up to Lucas and playfully kicked him, saying, My dad said he dares. Hearing Lucas's familiar footsteps, alarm bells rang in my head. But Alexander whispered in my ear, warning, don't get distracted. My heart jumped to my throat. It's Lucas's footsteps, but Alexander remained unafraid. What scared you? Weren't you afraid when you carried his child? Now you're afraid? Don't worry. If we're caught, I'll scatter his ashes. Didn't you say that you'd rather die than have him die? Becoming rich and powerful after your husband's death is what you desire the most right now, isn't it? Using Lucas's footsteps as a battle drum, Alexander launched a full-scale assault, breaking through my defenses. I heard Evelyn sneering, Oliver must be lying. How could Alexander be interested in Alice? He doesn't even shut up. Lucas's voice cut through Evelyn's words harshly, but my curiosity piqued. I looked up at Alexander's finely chiseled jawline and asked, Did Evelyn ever try to seduce you? Alexander held my slim waist tight, pressing close. You're asking knowingly. You're provoking me, aren't you? It's a two-pronged attack to take revenge on Evelyn and Lucas. Now that you've got a man that Evelyn longed for but couldn't have, are you feeling pretty excited? I playfully blinked. I really didn't know you were the man Evelyn couldn't have. Quick, tell me more. Make me even more excited. Alexander shot me an eye roll but didn't discourage my enthusiasm. Perhaps I was indeed deliciously appealing, as satisfaction gleamed in Alexander's eyes, and he was rarely interested in satisfying my curiosity. If I hadn't given Lucas a love letter written by Evelyn, their child might be old enough to run errands by now. Oh, thrilling. There's more thrilling stuff. Lucas didn't believe me, so I texted Evelyn in front of Lucas, telling her to meet at the hotel at 8 that night. I didn't go, but Lucas did. Though I don't know what happened, the two of them had a falling out from that day on. Lucas hates betrayal the most. He could never marry Evelyn again in his life. If you endure for 5 years, he should really treat you well. Do you regret it now? I scoffed. Punishing me to kneel at the wedding and turning me into the city's laughingstock. Such favoritism. Do you want it now? I'm more curious about how Lucas and Evelyn will react when they see us embracing later. In the next second, Lucas and Evelyn's footsteps were right around the corner. Knock, knock, knock. Lucas knocked on the guest room door. Alexander, are you in there? I need to discuss something with you. I'm coming in. Lucas's words weren't a question but a notification. He pushed the door open and glanced around. There I was with Alexander, who had me pinned against the wall, kissing my lips gently. Rumors had it that Alexander was indifferent to women, and indeed, this man had no skills whatsoever. He was simply attacking me instinctively, filled with a powerful desire to conquer, wanting to punish the woman who had stolen from him without asking. Seeing Lucas and Evelyn enter, Alexander tightened his grip slightly, causing me to gasp. Evelyn's expression relaxed with relief. Lucas, I told you Alexander could never be interested in Alice. There's no one in this room. There was someone in the room, but separated by a pane of glass. It was a one-way mirror. Alexander and I could see them, but they couldn't see us. Lucas's face didn't soften, and his intuition made him dial Alexander's phone. The sweet ringtone of giggling "Daddy, you're my daddy" sounded in our ears. That was Oliver's voice. I couldn't believe it. Alexander had just brought Oliver back and set his voice calling him Daddy as his ringtone. I thought with wicked amusement, could this be Alexander's exclusive ringtone for Lucas? You guessed right, Alexander seemed to possess mind-reading skills, softly giving me the answer in my ear. I raised my eyebrows and secretly gave him a thumbs up. On the other side, Lucas's dangerous gaze was fixed on the glass mirror. Even though he couldn't see me and Alexander, his expression was still far from pleasant. Alexander, who are you within there? Come out. Not hearing a response, he lifted his foot and kicked the glass hard. I'm telling you to come out. Alexander leaned down to ask me, do you dare? My desire for revenge erupted instantly. What's there to be afraid of? For the past 5 years, I've wanted Lucas to know that I've cuckolded him. He dared to make me the laughingstock of the city, and I dare to let his joke accompany him for decades. Every time he remembers it, he'll grind his teeth in anger. Perhaps my fierce demeanor resonated too well with him, and Alexander chuckled softly. He picked me up entirely and walked toward the other side of the glass partition. At the same time, Oliver charged in with a group of people, a whole crowd of reporters. He's always stirring up trouble. This little rascal is truly my child. Alexander glanced at the troublemaker rushing in with the reporters. The reporters were all carrying cameras, both long and short, and when they discovered Lucas and Evelyn in the same room, the flashbulbs went off non-stop. Lucas's expression darkened. What are you doing? Stop filming. Who allowed you to come in? Oliver walked in with an air of complete disregard, speaking in his baby voice. Of course, it's me. These are all reporters here to interview me. They want to know who my mommy is. Uncles and aunties, you can officially interview me now. I promise to tell everything. Kids don't lie. Oliver climbed onto the single sofa, his little hands confidently resting on the armrests, looking just like a little CEO. The reporters naturally wouldn't miss this opportunity. Everyone online was dying to know who Alexander's son was born to. One reporter asked Oliver, quickly tell us, who is your mommy? Oliver proudly sniffed, my mommy is super impressive. She's the famous Dr. L. Another reporter inquired, which Dr. L? Oliver replied, the Dr. L who aims to liberate all women and has researched artificial WBS. I'm my mommy's most proud creation. I was born in an artificial womb simulation pod. For the big investors who want to collaborate with my mommy, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and work with my mommy. His words sent shockwaves through the room, and the reporters were all stunned. What? This child was born in an artificial womb simulation pod. Is this real? I've heard of this Dr. L. I heard she proposed the artificial womb simulation pod years ago, but no investors were interested. If it's true, wouldn't investors flock to her? Dr. L is undoubtedly a beacon for women. Good boy. Turns out he's not a troublemaker but trying to pull in investors for me. No wonder he inherited my intelligence and Alexander's business acumen. This little rascal wants to use the reporters as free advertisements. Why not take advantage of it? Hearing Oliver's words, Lucas's expression softened. So your mommy is that mysterious Dr. L. What's her phone number? I want to collaborate with her. Oliver shot Lucas a sidelong glance and said dramatically, my mommy said she won't collaborate with Lucas or dogs. Alexander, who was carrying me, paused and lowered his voice to ask me, are you really that mysterious Dr. L? Of course. Otherwise, how could I get 5% of the shares just for giving birth to a child? Not a chance. My father is a sharp man. As soon as he heard I developed an artificial womb simulation pod and brought the perfect product Oliver in front of him, he saw limitless business opportunities and immediately treated me like a hot commodity. Even my cuckolding Lucas could be forgiven. He plans to rely on my research to take the Lucas family to greater heights and shine for another 100 years. I never expected to establish a foothold in the Lucas family solely through my womb. I'm not that foolish. A woman's greatest value isn't her womb, it's her brain. Alexander held on to me, this precious commodity, and suddenly didn't want Lucas to know. He sat me down and, in a flattering manner, kissed me. Only cooperate with me, okay? The child's mother, sure. But you have to let Lucas know I've put a huge green hat on him. I didn't go home for an entire week because Oliver kept insisting he wanted to sleep with both mommy and daddy. Oliver wanted me to sleep on his left side while Alexander took his right, and he happily lay in the middle. Alexander indulged him because Oliver said, wah wah wah. I've never had mommy sleep with me at night, nor has daddy. Oliver is the most pitiful baby in the world, deserving of no mother's love and no father's affection. Alexander, who also grew up without parental love, having lost his parents early on and raised by his grandmother, felt increasingly sympathetic toward Oliver and wanted to give him more love. So, after the funeral, both father and son dragged me into bed, and I ended up spending every night with them. Lucas thought I was still angry with him for making me kneel as punishment and had gone away to clear my mind. Seeing that the 5-year deadline was up but I still hadn't returned home, Lucas finally turned to his assistant with a cold face and said, "Find out where Alice is. I want to know her whereabouts in 3 minutes." 2 minutes and 29 seconds later, the assistant rubbed his eyes in disbelief and reported, "President Lucas, she's at Alexander's house." Lucas's pupils instantly shrank. "Say that again. Where is she?" The assistant cautiously repeated, "It's true. Your wife is currently at Alexander's house." With a loud crash, Lucas smashed a precious teapot set on his desk. "Impossible." Lucas denied it, pulling out his phone to send me a WeChat message. "Today is our 5th wedding anniversary. The long-awaited wedding night. Wait for me at home after you take a shower tonight." I just read it but didn't reply. Today is such an unlucky day. Alexander asked me, "What's wrong? Why do you look so miserable? Who upset you?" I pointed at the WeChat message Lucas sent me. The frustration and my heart unable to escape. Where does he get the confidence to think I would look forward to this day? Anniversary? This is my wedding humiliation day, the most humiliating day of my life. Oliver happily climbed into my arms, his little hands wrapping around my neck as he leaned in to give me a strong kiss on the cheek. "Mommy, my mouth has magic. A kiss can drive away all bad luck." "Bad luck? Go away." Oliver's antics made me laugh, and my mood improved significantly. Seeing that I hadn't replied, Lucas sent several more messages. "Are you done throwing a tantrum? Why are you so angry? Didn't you also not kneel that day? You even cursed me to death. Did I hold it against you? Evelyn and I are already a thing of the past. If it weren't for your petty jealousy always bringing up Evelyn, would I be angry with you? Be good. The 5-year term is up tonight. I'm going to spoil you rotten." Alexander took my phone and looked at the messages, laughing and scolding, "Crazy man." He asked me, "Do you want to turn this unlucky day into your happy day forever?" As I ate the orange Oliver handed me, I nodded. "Of course. What do you want to do?" Alexander smiled without answering and used my phone to reply to Lucas, "She can't reply. She's full." The next second, my phone rang. Alexander handed the phone to Oliver. "Help mommy answer the call. Remember to drive the other party crazy so mommy will be happy." Oliver rolled up his little sleeves, full of confidence, and pressed the answer and speaker buttons on the phone. Lucas's furious voice came through. "Alice, have I spoiled you too much to dare to impersonate a man and send me such a WeChat message? You've always wanted a child, right? Now that the 5-year term is up, I'm allowing you to bear my child. Right now, go home, take a shower, and wait for me." Oliver waited until Lucas finished speaking before asking, "Who are you?" "My dad said mommy only needs to give birth to one child." I felt amazing, super amazing. No wonder he's my biological son. Oliver knows how to make me happy. It's just a pity that I can't see Lucas's reaction when he discovers that I've put such a huge green hat on him. What expression would he have at this moment? I imagined this for quite a while in Alexander's villa until Lucas arrived with a group of bodyguards and dozens of cars, making a grand assault on Alexander's villa. The villa was heavily protected by bodyguards, ensuring not even a fly could get in. On the villa's surveillance screen, I saw Lucas's face glowing green, even more vivid than what I had imagined. But that still wasn't enough to make me feel better. I opened my computer and, in front of Alexander, hacked into the official website of the Lucas Group, changing the background color of the website to green. The entire website was a bright shade of green, couldn't be more vibrant. Alexander pressed his forehead and asked, "Are you happy now, future president's wife?" I laughed. "It's passable, but who said I'm going to marry you?" Alexander immediately pinned me down on the sofa, kissing me forcefully and dominantly. You've provoked me. Do you think you can still be Lucas's wife? Alice, don't even think about it. I was kissed so fiercely that my heart raced. Once bitten, twice shy. I said honestly, I never want to enter marriage again. Alexa. Ender, I don't want to gamble anymore. You don't love me. Our connection relies entirely on me stealing your seed. Now I have money, a son, and a career that can make me famous. My life is enough. Why should I enter a marriage with an uncertain future, betting on a man I've already calculated from the start? Alexander could see the seriousness in my eyes. He was so angry he wanted to strangle me, yet his tone was full of affection. Marry first, love later. Give me a chance and give yourself a chance too. Alice, don't forget it was you who first provoked me. I closed my eyes, not daring to look him in the eye. Alexander, just consider me a scumbag rather than being your wife. I'd prefer to be your partner. Alexander scolded me. I don't see you as a scumbag. I see you as a snail holding back a belly full of anger that he couldn't vent on me. He stood up to find the culprit who turned me into a snail. The two most outstanding prodigies of the Luca group were brawling at the entrance of the villa, throwing punches at each other with all their might. Oliver was eager to rush out to help. Mommy, Daddy is going to be beaten to death by that bad guy. I observed the situation clearly. Your dad is more skilled. Nevertheless, I still took Oliver's hand and walked out. Stop, don't fight anymore. That's right, Lucas. I did put a green hat on you. Oliver is the child of Alexander and me. Surprised, unexpected. Who said the child must be born from you? Who was looking forward to your 5-year term ending? I've been waiting for this day all the time. Every humiliating night, I wanted to put a green hat on you. Lucas, ultimately, couldn't take me home even if he was furious and wanted to kill me. He couldn't take me away under Alexander's watchful eyes. On this night of the 5-year term ending, he could only drag his injured body, wearing a large green hat, home alone to sleep in a cold bed. I didn't expect him to send me WeChat messages all night, from 9 p.m. until 3 a.m. Initially, there were just a couple of scattered messages, but when he saw I still didn't reply, his messages began to flood in. I won't pursue the matter of you having a child with Alexander. I know your body is still clean. Let's start over, but I have one condition: never let outsiders know that Oliver's mother is you. I promise I will spoil you in the future. Even if you hit Evelyn, I will stand by your side. She is my first love. In my heart, when I see her being bullied, I can't help but want to stand up for her. In fact, Evelyn and I have long been over. Otherwise, I wouldn't have married you. You should know that after marrying you, I've never been unfaithful. You are the only woman for me. Every night, I sleep holding you. You can vouch for that. Alice, don't just look at how fierce a man is. Look at whom he is willing to marry. You are the only woman who has made me consider marriage. Isn't that enough? Reply to me. I know you're still awake. I've already compromised this much. What more do you want from me? Alexander almost beat me to death today. My whole body is in pain. Don't you feel a bit sorry for me? I feel sorry for you. At this moment, I'm treating Alexander's wounds. I suspect he did this on purpose, deliberately taking off his clothes to show me the bruises from Lucas's beating. The dark purple spots contrasting with his toned ABS, hard and sexy, the temptation of battle scars almost got to me. Click. Oliver stood beside me, holding my phone, taking pictures of me treating Alexander's wounds. His little fingers sent them to Lucas, then he pressed the voice message button in a cute little voice that could drive anyone mad. My mommy can't reply to you right now. I suspect Lucas is fuming. Alexander rewarded Oliver by patting his head. Good son. Oliver pressed the voice message button again. Uncle, are you having trouble sleeping? I can keep you company. I love to chat. My mommy will have me to spoil her from now on. I'm you. Younger than you and cuter. What do you have to compete with me for? I'm going to sleep now. Good night. Tonight, I'm so happy to have Daddy and Mommy sleeping with me. Oh, by the way, Mommy asked me to tell you that if you want her to come home, you must kneel at the entrance of the hotel where you had your wedding for 24 hours, no less. Go kneel and don't forget to bring durians. Chasing after a wife is tough. This is all I can do to help you. The next day, the video of Lucas and Alexander fighting at the villa entrance topped the trending list. I bought it, no explanation given. The internet was abuzz with speculation. Many people thought Lucas was unwilling to accept that the old man, before his death, appointed Alexander as the next successor of the Lucas group. I casually dropped a bomb in the comment section while wearing a little vest. It said that Lucas got a green hat. A certain WeChat group in the wealthy circle exploded with 99+ messages and screenshots flying around. No way! With Lucas's timid wife, would she dare to put a green hat on him? His wife was forced to kneel at the wedding and didn't dare to resist. How could she put a green hat on Lucas? I'll bet 100 cucumbers that the news is false. Who is the wild man? It couldn't be Alexander, right? Ha ha ha, are you all crazy? Would Alexander even like Alice? A toad wants to eat swan meat. Meaning the toad is Alice. Exclusive news, my family's bodyguard is good buddies with a bodyguard from Lucas's family. He personally said that yesterday, Lucas took them to Alexander's house to catch him cheating. At that time, Alice admitted that she put a green hat on Lucas, and Alexander's son is her child. Holy moly! Is the world crazy or am I? Isn't Oliver the child of Dr. Alan Alexander? Oh my god! Don't tell me Alice is Dr. L. Meanwhile, the Lucas group held a press conference to announce a long-term partnership with Dr. L. In the future, the Lucas group will invest heavily in the creation of artificial womb simulation chambers. Oliver will become the global exclusive spokesperson for the artificial womb simulation chamber. At the press conference, the Lucas group revealed the entire process of Oliver's growth inside the artificial womb simulation chamber, from the embryonic stage to the fetal stage, and then to the delivery stage. Starting from the first 8 weeks when the main organs began to form, to the continuous growth and development of the baby's organs, and finally to the baby's body proportions gradually improving, with skin and hair appearing around week 36. The baby's body grows mature enough to be normally born, pushed toward the artificial simulated birth canal. During this process, the artificial womb simulation chamber continuously contracts naturally to help the baby pass through the birth canal and be born safely. With a wow like a heavenly sound, Oliver was born into this world with a loud cry. The applause at the press conference was thunderous, rising and falling in waves. The global live broadcast shocked the entire internet. Dr. L was praised by Nyson as the undeniable light of women. Everyone was curious about who the mysterious Dr. L really was. Then I took the stage, representing the entire team. I announced to the world, that's right. I am Oliver's mother, Dr. L. I want the whole world to know about the green hat on Lucas's head. Twitter exploded, and all the top 10 trending topics were related to me. I thought Nyson would criticize me for having an affair, but instead, the internet was filled with comments that felt vindicated. Someone posted a video of me being forced to kneel at the wedding, digging into my marriage history with Lucas. The girls watching were furious, pounding their keyboards. Haha, this is so satisfying. From now on, she's stubborn Alice with a 5-year term. Lucas, are you joking? You deserve to have a green hat on your head. Where did Alice cheat? She just sacrificed her reputation for women's liberati. On. No way. No way. Lucas can't be that petty, right? That would be too shameful. Lucas, if you haven't touched your wife for 5 years, doesn't that mean you can't? Hurry up and divorce. Let someone else take your place. I like every comment just so blatantly. I hope Lucas gets so mad he drops dead, letting me be a widow. A pair of strong hands suddenly wrapped around my waist, and warm lips brushed against my ear. I thought it was Alexander, but when I turned around, I found it was Lucas, sending chills through my body. Lucas turned me around, his eyes bloodshot as he held my face, trying to pry me open. I raised my leg to kick him fiercely. Ah! Lucas bent over in pain, and I seized the opportunity to escape from his grasp. Lucas grabbed my wrist, preventing me from running away. Alice, don't forget that I'm still your legitimate husband. You say you put a green hat on me, causing a stir all around. Do you really think you can have both fame and fortune? Then go ahead and sue me. I'd love that. For the past 5 years, I have wanted nothing more than to divorce him, even if it meant cheating. Lucas deflated, holding my hand tightly as if resigning. Alice, I'm sorry. I reflected on everything last night. I admit that without you in my arms at night, I can't sleep at all. You've won. Evelyn has already become a mere memory. From now on, you are the only one in my heart. Don't be mad at me anymore. I'm even willing to try to endure the green hat you gave me. Does that move you? I know you still love me. You're just angry that I humiliated you for Evelyn. Move me, please. Lucas, let me tell you, the Alice who loved you was strangled to death by you on the night of our wedding. Every night after our wedding, when you held me to sleep, it made me feel disgusted. Now you want to win me back just for your manly pride, especially since I stand on a dazzling stage. Only then do you see my infinite value. If I hadn't developed the artificial womb simulation chamber, if I didn't have this current glory, just a mere victim who didn't even dare to resist under your tyranny, would you even glance at me? A man will never regret losing a woman who loves him, but he will absolutely regret not being able to reach a woman shining so brightly. To put it bluntly, you're pathetic. In the future, I'll move to Alexander's place. If you refuse to divorce and let me go free, then wear a green hat for the rest of your life. Unbeknownst to me, Alexander had been standing at the door, arms crossed, leaning against the wall. He smiled slightly, winking at me. You said you'd move in with me. I took it seriously, and you can't back out now. I can't say I'm just trying to discuss Lucas into divorcing me, of course. I can't go back on my word in front of Lucas, so I decisively walked over and linked arms with Alexander. Of course I won't back out. As long as you don't mind that I'm a married woman, Daddy, let's go home. I lived with Alexander for over half a year, often holding Oliver's hand in public. We regularly bought trending topics, mocking the light shining on Lucas, making him green with envy. Lucas finally couldn't withstand the ridicule and gritted his teeth to finalize our divorce. Then Alexander proposed to me, but I didn't want to agree. However, Alexander tempted me. Just imagine the scene, you standing on stage in a wedding dress with a beaming smile, Lucas below feeling helpless and unwilling, and Evelyn looking on with jealousy, scratching her heart. Doesn't that feel satisfying? Don't you want to wipe away your previous humiliation? I admit I was tempted. Alexander continued, the wedding will be on the 6th anniversary of your marriage with Lucas, picking up from where you fell, letting go of the past, and healing your scars completely. All right, I was fully taken in. So on that day, I put on a wedding dress again and held the ceremony at the same hotel. The theme of the wedding was healing. When Alexander and I exchanged wedding rings on stage, I saw Evelyn sitting below, her eyes red with jealousy. She probably didn't want to come, but Alexander sent a wedding invitation to Evelyn's family, specifically requesting her attendance. He made a fierce statement, if you can't see Evelyn come, then your family will go bankrupt. You choose. I was thrilled. I loved how Alexander delighted me. Oliver bounced over to Lucas. Uncle, thanks for the sleepless nights. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Lucas was furious and drank a lot that night. After losing his identity as the heir of the Lucas family, he was no longer as glorious as before. Now everyone favored Alexander, not him. Even when he threw a tantrum, no one coddled him. Instead, they said to him, come on, man, be generous. Besides, wasn't this marriage ruined by you in the first place? I had advised you not to go too far, but you didn't listen. Getting slapped in the face is only what you deserve. As for me, I focused on the way Alexander slid the ring onto my ring finger. My hand trembled slightly. Alexander gently said to me, don't be afraid. Marriage can be a graveyard or a haven. It all depends on how we manage it. We'll love after marriage, making it a slow, steady flow. Alice, try to believe me this once.